Yes, actually, a friend of mine sent me this text a long time ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's 50 points, and it's advice from an 80-year-old. And I try and read through these 50 points every day, whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, and especially on bad days. It really, really helps, because it does bring things into perspective a lot. I'll read a couple of them. Choose your life's mate carefully. From this one decision will come 90% of all your happiness or misery. Never deprive someone of hope. It might be all that they have. Never waste an opportunity to tell someone you love them. Remember that 80% of the success in any job is based on your ability to deal with people. And lastly, don't expect life to be fair.
Wow. Yes, this is critical. I would add one thing. I'd say life is very fair in the long term. In the short term, things can look very unfair. But I have observed that over a lifetime, when people do the right things, God's principles, life turns out very fair. And eternity certainly turns out absolutely fair. So that's the great hope of the Christian. Even those where on their deathbed things didn't look that fair, I can tell you eternity will turn out totally fair for the Christian. So yeah, in the short term, things can look very unfair and things can look very difficult. But just keep pushing the right drivers, do the right thing, and things often, very often turn out very good.
You want to know the one thing that every failed leader that I ever met had in common? They didn't know the job of the people that they were in charge of. Just as an example, let's say you're a cashier. Would you trust your supervisor if push comes to shove? He didn't even know how to use a register? No, of course he wouldn't.
I have to say, one of the things that, what do you enjoy most in life? Being able to work with a super talented group of people and to create great products and manufacture those products and deliver them to people and make people happy from those products that's one of the best things in life.
I think this is huge. A lot of people think that money is the biggest paycheck in business, which is incorrect. If you're working in a business, say you're a divorce lawyer and you're supporting a whole lot of men or women that are fleecing their spouse in the divorce courts, you really got huge amounts of negative input and you're actually supporting people who are doing wrong, and that has a major effect on you in the long term. Find a business where the products and services you are delivering delights people. They love it. It changes their lives for the better. They lavish praise and thankfulness on you. They tell you how you're changing their lives and how you've improved their and their family and children's lives. This is a huge paycheck and far greater joy than just making money.
So you're 37 years old and retired.
That's right.
How did that even work?
Studied computer science, started a couple tech companies, sold one in Shopify, worked at Shopify for a couple years, and now retired, angel investor. Got in early, helped build a lot of value, and then when the company went IPO, everyone did really well.
It's funny that because you have such a different demeanor than the people that I've spoken to around here.
Okay.
Everybody seems not to have any time at all.
I think there's a hustle culture. I think a lot of people, especially in finance, it's you're trying to build your career, you're trying to get ahead. I'm very much of the mindset that money's a tool to buy time and not the other way around. My goal is not to make as much money as possible. My goal is to be financially independent and then wake up and choose how I spend my time. I just think there's so many more rewarding things to do, to be honest.
The difference between a rich person and a wealthy person is a rich person only has money. As that saying goes, some people are so poor all they have is money. A wealthy person has time. He's put in staff and systems that gives him time to carry on with his Bible study, prayer, seek God, do projects for God, work for God on earth, and also spend time with his family and his loved ones and what he loves doing on earth. Rich people chase money.
I'm very much of the mindset that money's a tool to buy time and not the other way around. My goal is not to make as much money as possible. My goal is to be financially independent and then wake up and choose how I spend my time. I just think there's so many more rewarding things to do, to be honest.
You've probably seen rich people neglect God's work, neglect Bible study, prayer, neglect their family, neglect their health, all for what? For money that one day they'll lose and cannot take with them into eternity.